I've been coaching elite swimmers to beginners for over a decade and have been a student of the sport for many more years than that. And I've noticed over all this time, there's really only just 3 types of training that make swimmers get faster. And in this video, I'm going to show you what they are, how to use them, and stop wasting time on effort that doesn't help you get better. What are those 3 types of training? Well, let's dive in and find out. The first obsession with most swimmers is not fitness, it's technique. They want to have the perfect catch, perfect body position. They want to learn how to kick better, and that's all good stuff and very important. But the problem is that you can't master that stuff unless you have it in conjunction with building your swim fitness. You can't hold a high elbow for very long if you have no swim fitness. Our bodies weren't made to swim. We have to get them swim adapted to achieve all these technical aspects as well. Now, this is a fact that I wish I would have understood sooner, because my clients that I initially worked with all those many years ago, I was just trying to hammer in them that technique. And they would look great for 50 to 100 meters, but then as soon as a little fatigue set in, the stroke would fall apart. I didn't understand that for me, that technique felt natural because I had been doing it and had built a huge swim base since I was a small child. But for people who started off swimming as an adult, they didn't have that base at all. And it was impossible to hold that technique. But once I figured this out, that's when my clients started to take off. And this is why you may have experienced something similar as well. You've been studying YouTube videos, maybe even some of my videos talking about technique. You go and try it and you have an aha moment and it just feels so much better. And then the next time you jump in the water, you feel like you're back to ground zero. Well, this is because the nervous system has to become swim adapted. We have to ingrain that high elbow pull through with swim fitness. You can't hold that elbow up high for longer than 100 meters if you have no aerobic swim base to back it up. That elbow is gonna fall regardless of whether you know it's right or wrong. One thing I've learned working with adult swimmers is that most people have no idea what they're truly capable of and what their potential is. That's why I've created the Swim Potential Quiz. You can take it, get a score, and find out where you sit currently. If you scored low, no big deal, because here in this video, I'm about to tell you exactly the 3 types of training you need to get that score off your personal charts. The link is in the description. Save it for after this video. So if we want to swim faster for longer, we need to train 3 types of workouts, not just one. First, we need to build the peak of our engine with VO2 max training. Second, we need to add a base foundation with a certain type of base training that will make that peak even higher. Yes, it is possible to improve your VO2 max. And third, we need to do what's called the bread and butter of our swim training, and that is threshold work. I'm gonna show you some super simple workouts that can achieve this and how to put them into your weekly training, no matter what ability you currently are. Across endurance sports, research has shown that the most effective way to train is using polarized training. What does that mean? It means that a very large portion of your training is really easy, and then a small portion of your training is really hard and intense. Maybe you've heard of the 80-20 rule, where this is what I'm talking about. 80% easy, 20% hard. The problem is that a lot of people spend their time in that gray zone where it's neither hard, neither easy. And this just makes you really tired. Now, the rules of 80-20 do apply to swimming, but we can kind of bend the rules a little bit more than, say, somebody who's a runner. Because in swimming, we have the advantage that it's non-weight bearing and the water is just not pounding the body as much as a runner's body is getting pounded on the land out there. What we can do is we can add just a little more intensity, and we can do that by doing a lot of threshold training. Because of what I just talked about, in swimming, you can almost do threshold training in every session. This is a huge advantage because it allows the body to become way more efficient. So the only 3 types of training that you need are these, which I'm about to tell you. If you're super busy, don't do anything else. Number 1, we've got to do that base layer training. Remember what I said earlier, the bigger the base, the higher the peak can be. So we have to lay it down, and this is the time to focus on your technique. You know, we do low intensity swimming with technique involved, but you just need to focus on building that volume nice and steady. Don't know where to start? Shoot me an email and I'll be happy to point you in the right direction. You can do that by putting your email in the Swim Potential quiz. Number 2, you need to have that threshold training. And what's a perfect example of a threshold set? Well, let's do what the legend Janet Evans used to do. It was her favorite workout. And then Michael Phelps actually stole that same freestyle workout and used it in his training all the time. This is, of course, a modified version. All efforts are threshold. That's an effort of 8 out of 10. So it goes like this: a 400 on 1 minute's rest. Then we go 2 300s, same rest, same effort. We're trying to get a little bit faster. Then we go 3 200s, same effort, same rest. Now it's shorter, we're going a little bit faster. Then 4 100s, we're taking a lot more rest, we're gonna go a lot faster, we're going a lot shorter. Now finally, it's time to train that top end, VO2. And when we can get this higher, our engine becomes more efficient across the board. And there's been many studies on what's the most efficient way to train VO2, and it's good to come at it from different angles. I like to, with my own swimmers, hit them from different angles with VO2 so we can constantly get new stimulus. But research has shown that the most efficient way and fastest way to improve your VO2 max is to do something that is like 4 times 4 minutes. Now, if you're an elite swimmer, that might be 400 meters. Now, if you're a new swimmer, that might be 100 meters. It doesn't matter. The key is to go an effort of 9 or 9.5 out of 10, and then take equal rest to work. So if you're going 4 minutes, take also 4 minutes rest. You want to get almost a full recovery in between when you go on to your next effort. This is something that is huge for your performance. And now I'm gonna show you a little trick that puts it all together. If we train our engine and we get it really efficient, it still can't translate completely into performance if we don't get that technique right. Yes, that's right, we have to nail it. And when's the best time to nail it? It's in your warm-up and then after your main set. In your warm-up, do some of the stuff that I talk about on this channel all the time. Superman drill to get your body nice and extended. Do single arm with the other one extended, learning how to put that momentum and drive into your stroke. Doing these little things for just 5 minutes in your warm-up gets it into your neuromuscular side of things, that when you go into your main set, you are doing better technique that you would have done if you hadn't have done that. And then we can reinforce it again after the main set, just for a real short 30 seconds to a minute, and then follow that up with a 20-second burst of fast speed doing that technique within our swim. This can really help you become more efficient. And if you do this consistently over days, weeks, months, and years, you will become much more efficient and your engine will show what it's truly capable of. And you know, often I get the question, Lucas, all this stuff is great, but how much should I be swimming for my age? You know, I'm 75, I'm not sure I can be doing that type of stuff. Well guys, this is actually the wrong question, because I've seen 80-year-olds swimming 20K a week, including all of these sessions. And I've seen 30-year-olds that can't swim 6K a week, and they need to be careful because their fitness is not there yet. And then I've seen 12-year-olds who are swimming 40 to 50K a week. It's all relative to what your background is. It's not about what age you are, it's about what base you currently are fitness-wise. And we need to start from there. You know, I'll tell you a story about a guy that started with me a few years back. He was 64 at the time, and he had no sports background whatsoever. Actually, his sporting was more about just drinking beer after work at the pub with his buddies, you know, doing this action right here. He got a good arm workout, but nothing else. He was extremely out of shape. He had a big belly, but he just felt that he needed to change something because he didn't feel good. And what was interesting and unique about him is that he didn't think he was limited by his age. He knew that he just needed to change his lifestyle. And he wanted to train for something crazy. He wanted to do an Ironman. And I thought he was a little bit nuts at first, and I was skeptical, not because of his age and fitness level, but because of his mindset. Most people can't go from a sedentary lifestyle to being super disciplined just like that. Well, something must have clicked in him, and he did just that. We started at something super simple, just doing 2 15-minute swims per week. His run training included just walking and running twice per week, and he did some cycling 30 minutes twice per week, and we just built from there. That first week crushed him, but then he put in the work week in and week out. We gradually progressed, and then after a year, he was swimming 10K weeks. He was riding 7 hours a week, and he was running 40 to 50K, which is just incredible. He completed one of the hardest Ironmans in the world in doing Ironman UK in Bolton. Took him 14 hours to do it, but that Ironman had 9,000 feet of elevation on the bike alone. So my point is, we don't all need to be doing Ironmans. What we need to realize is that we're capable of something big. And I want that for everybody. I want you to reach your full swim potential. Finally, I get a lot of people that tell me, Lucas, all this stuff is great and I'm applying it, I'm seeing big benefits, but somehow something is just not clicking. Well, a lot of times, if you didn't grow up swimming, it could be your swim mobility. You know, I created a routine with my athletes that has produced big results. It's morphed them into a swimmer, because without swim mobility, it's hard to have the correct technique. And you can find that in the description below as well. I think it's like 14 or 15 bucks now, but it's a super simple routine. If you do it daily, it's gonna help you. Now, in this video, we talked about the only 3 types of training you need to help you improve fitness-wise. But now, if you want to know the only 3 types of drills you need technique-wise, check out this video. And until next time, I'm Lucas. Take care.